Hello everybody, and welcome back to the PC Test server with me and Fallen, of course. And today we're taking a look at Game Update 45. Yes, Game Update 45. And what is in Game Update 45, you ask? It is the Celestial Advanced Mechanics. We have come full circle, folks, with Fallen here. He started off as Celestial and we're all the way back to it. So that's exciting. Another big thing I want to just quickly hit on before we get into anything exciting is there is the new Bloodhaven PvE Legends coming with Game Update 45. So if you are enjoying the PvE Legends, be excited for that. So let's get down to the dirty. First off, before we do anything, I want to make it very clear to you guys that these are not my loadouts. I did not come up with these loadouts. I am not very inventive when it comes to making loadouts. I just kind of look at the powers and I'm like, well, that seems appropriate for this moment. And then I usually use it. But if it's really, really wonky, then I don't. That's pretty much how I usually make up powers. So I look for other people that are a lot smarter and more inventive and more willing to go the extra mile than me. And this loadout that you're looking at currently, words are also good, is from JCG Game Guides. I will put his channel in the description with a link to his video so you guys can check that out in case you wanted to get a more in-depth look at it. I'm going to take a different look at this whole situation here. I also am going to show you guys another loadout. It comes from the DCUO blog site. I'll put the link in the description to that as well when I show you guys that. It's just more of a reference type thing. But what are the new Celestial Advanced Mechanics? What does it entail? Well, it doesn't really entail a whole lot, really. What they've added to the powers is this description. Restores power and causes increased damage when performed immediately after a multi-input Celestial combo. What does that mean? It means that if you do any of the Celestial combos and then you follow it up by another power that has that description, it will increase the damage and it will return power to you. That's kind of where I'm a little iffy on this update. With the advanced mechanics, they're seemingly trying to bring all the powers into alignment. They're all going to be around the same. They're going to do similar damage. They play different, but that's really up to your play style, right? But I don't see this comparing to, say, Quantum that just came out, the advanced mechanics for Quantum, or Hardlight for that matter. But let's start with Quantum, because that's a power that I use all the time. I think I'm fairly good at using it. But the new advanced mechanics for Quantum are very, very straightforward and very simple. Once you figure out how they work, then you can implement them very easily. And once you do that, a monkey can use the rotation on those. It's very simple, but it melts enemies. It gives Hardlight a run for its money. So why am I saying so much about those powers? I don't feel the same damage that I get from those powers. Let me go ahead and show you. So the loadout that JCG came out with, remember, I did not come out with this, so don't yell at me, because I'm already telling you, I didn't come up with this. But he has Divine Light. Well, the way it goes is in the rotation, you start off with Divine Light, Benediction, and Anoint. You just pop all three of those, and then you start your other rotation, which is Plague, and then you do its Celestial combo, followed up by Retribution and its combo, and then you just follow that rotation. It does pretty decent damage, but not the same as the other powers, and I'll explain why. This, your fourth or fifth power, it really can be anything you want it to be. You can change up how this is, you can do things. It's not his official loadout either. It's something he was working on. So perhaps there's a loadout that does more damage than this, but let me go ahead and show you guys this in action. So we're going to pop all three of these to get that AoE going, and we'll finish it up with that. So that's kind of how it goes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage log. You can see it ticking off there as we get the AoE and all those ticks from our powers going. So the damage, it's for the most part, and this is going to be on most rotations I've found. But you're going to see like 903 on 1,000, depending on what your might is, of course. It's going to be like this. Sometimes you'll hit some really nice ones like 3,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. But it feels a lot more rare than it does with, say, the quantum advanced mechanics. It just doesn't feel like it's got the same oomph as those ones. And another big thing about it is, in here, in the training area, you're going to see that I get a lot of power back, yes. But in the open world, I have noticed I don't really get the same amount of power back. Not like Quantum does. I would tend to run out, and that's going to ruin my burn against enemies. And that's what I'm really worried about, is because they're trying to even this out, but they're not evening them out. Which also raises other questions. So many questions today. But it also raises the question, are all powers made to be equal? That's a deep question. Yes and no, in my opinion. If you wanted to go straight up, you know, what they are, perhaps not. They're not made equal. You know, it sort of makes sense that Quantum would be fairly easy to use, and would be very, very powerful because you are manipulating space and time. Whereas, you know, Celestial is magic, basically. You're using the powers of light and dark to defeat your enemies, which may not be as strong. That's a whole different discussion anyways, which you guys can check out my other video that I'm putting out today, so go watch that one too. But what would I like to see from this? Because I don't think it's where it needs to be to make the powers equal. I'd like to see more power come back from it, and I'd like to see more damage, like higher crits on it. It just doesn't crit where I think it should. I mean, it's really nice. It's got a lot of AoE on it, but it just doesn't do what I would expect it to. I would really expect it to hit a lot harder. But perhaps with a skilled Celestial player, they would be able to hit those crits a lot easier. Perhaps they could throw clipping in. But to have that degree of knowledge makes Celestial feel way inaccessible. It just, for a new player coming in, they're like, well, that power looks really cool. And then they get into it and they're like, no, this is really difficult compared to what I thought it would be. You know, it seems like it would take it away, but maybe for the hardcore players, that's a challenge they're looking for. They want a difficult role to play, so they can show off their skills. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you enjoying the new advanced mechanics for sorcery, or Celestial? Sorry, for Celestial. If you play a Celestial player, or would you like to see more as well? You know, I'm looking out for the benefit of other DPS here. I'd like to see other DPS with other powers hit the same as some of the highest melting powers, like hard light and quantum. I'd really like to see other powers hit as hard. Them not doesn't seem fair to me. You know, if somebody's making a group, they're gonna look at, you know, who's doing the most burn, and you know, if it comes down to it, and you're in a pug group, and they need to get rid of a player, whoever's on the bottom might be the first to go. So I'm looking out for other players. You know, I'm not looking to see powers get nerfed here. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is powers to get oomphed, like more power, more damage. I want to see more from it, not less from anybody. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Perhaps you guys have a better loadout that maybe you want to put in the comment section. We can do second try on it. But let me know, guys. I'd like to hear what your thoughts on it are. One of the big things I do want to stress before I go and I continue rambling on is the new celestial combos are meant to accent, well, the new advanced mechanics are meant to accent your current loadouts, to really just give your current loadouts more oomph. So, and that's something that I think they have achieved, but I don't think they've achieved it enough. This loadout is the one from the DCUO blog site. It's just a general celestial DPS loadout, but it's very similar to the one that JCG was looking at. It starts off the rotation, benediction, and anoint, which are also similar powers that the other one uses, and then you follow it up with plague and retribution, which is the same as well. The same rotation. But you also have admonish for melee attacks, and you also have your supercharge with which is the cursed idol, which is very cool. And if this is perhaps your loadout, you might see a big difference in your powers. So it might be worth me showing you guys what this one does now. Comparative. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Anyway, you guys can kind of see some of the crits here. We're getting 999, 1,500. It feels really, really weak comparative to what I'm used to. I'm so used to melting enemies just by looking at them. Really, I mean, just looking at them. It feels so much weaker than other DPS loadouts that I've played, you know. So that's kind of a look at that one. Like I've said, I'm not really a celestial guy. Well, you get some nice crits there, but maybe you guys are better at it. Please let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Are you enjoying it? Would you like to see more from it? And what would you guys like to see? So thanks for joining me, guys, for this look at a little look at the Celestial Advanced mechanics, and I will see you all next time.